Okay, today we're going to show you how to install the adapter bracket for your oversized 320mm rotor for your supermoto wheel set. This wheel's already installed, so all we need to do is install the bracket and the caliper. Take your stock bolts out, those holding your caliper on. Grab your caliper, remove the brake pads. We remove the pin just to make it a little bit easier. So once your pads are out, you just simply push on the bracket and then pull on the caliper just to separate the two, just like that. And if you look at your new bracket and your stock bracket, they are pretty similar. You're going to need to remove this little dust boot, and it goes on to the new one. There's a little groove in there that'll hold into place. Next is this little pin, this little plate that your brake pads will ride on. That goes into the new bracket. Next one is this little pin, and it's Loctite in it, and it's pretty tight. You're gonna have to use some force and some heat to remove it. We have a new pin just for the video. So Loctite this and torque it to your factory specs. Make sure you torque that. Once you're to this point, you take your caliper and your bracket and you just put it right back together like it was. It just slides in and out pretty easily. Then you want to replace your brake pads. You want to make sure that this part of the pad, the little lip, goes into that little groove where you replace that plate. That helps guide the pad where it's supposed to be. Well, then you tighten that to your factory specs also. And now it's ready to install. One thing that you've probably noticed is when you go to put it on, there's not very much room between the rotor and the rim. Simply back that brake pin off until the one outside brake pad will fall out. Take that out and then install the caliper. Take your factory bolts, Loctite them, and install them. Your hose is going to be on a little bit of a bind until you get it all put together. And now it's installed. So now we need to put the outside brake pad, which is actually the inside now, back in place. And to do this, you're going to need to look through the other side of the rim, the wheel, into the groove, and make sure that that lip goes into the lip of the little clip that you put in. Sometimes it takes a minute. Once you get it, tighten this down to your factory specs. So now it's installed. We just need to torque the bolts. Owner's manual on this bike says 26 Newton meters on our torque wrench. One side will say Newton meters, the other side will say either inch pounds or foot pounds. There's converters that you can do, but this one says 26 Newton meters. So you just set it to 26 and tighten it until you hear it click. Once you hear the click, you're at the 26 Newton meters. And there you have it. You're ready to roll.